That's right. The boys are back in town here. CryptOasis Q&A starts right now. Don't go anywhere, guys. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to another episode of CryptOasis. This is actually the first episode of CryptOasis we have done, I want to say, in a little over a year. The last show we did, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was live in Vegas. You guys remember that? I think we were at Glenn Lawrence's place.
Yeah.
Remember with the Thanos glove and everything?
Yeah.
Boy, that was absolutely fun, man. So a lot has changed in just over a year, man. So catch me up on what you guys have been up to the last year or so, how the brand is doing, and the crypto mindset course, man.
Yeah, but things been going well. I guess one way to look at it is the party was really, going in 2021, and then we got the big crash in 22.
Yep.
And a lot of people didn't really want to pick up crypto over the last, 1 year. They're kind of scared to get back in.
Right.
Will it get back to, 75,000, or, is it never going to get back there again? It's kind of the same story as what we had heard back when Bitcoin was under 10K. It's never going to get back to 20K again. We're not going to new all-time highs, all this stuff. And then,
here we are.
Yeah, exactly. We're almost right there. I guess about, 4 years ago, we had the first crypto mindset course.
Wow, it's been 4 years, man.
Yeah, it's been 4 years already. And we have the same exact sentiment as we do right now.
Okay.
At this time 4 years ago. So to me, it seems like we're right on schedule. And we've just been helping the boys, the Moon Gang and everything kind of get through the times where there's a lot of uncertainty.
Okay.
And there's several people in our group, who've said thank you so much for being consistent, jumping on as many times per week as you guys can, because nobody else in crypto has done that through this period of time. And also, it's kept me from selling my bags. A lot of people say that because they would have given up otherwise if they didn't have a group of people, to kind of ride with.
Okay. That makes sense. Miguel, catch us up. What's been going on since the last time we met up in Vegas?
Well, everything at all.
Let's do it.
We were able to, I think last time we were there, crypto was doing relatively pretty well. We went much higher. We came down and we were able to buy. Because me and Charlie never stopped streaming at all.
Right.
Unless we're teaching the actual crypto mindset courses. But, we ended up buying the local lows on just about everything from Bitcoin to Ethereum again, a lot of the L1s, and a lot of the coins that we recommended to buy have gone up pretty nicely. Solana was a big one.
Okay.
Phantom's one that's actually starting to catch a bunch of fire right now. That one's actually one we're recommending a lot right now. We've been recommending it since it was 16 cents a year ago.
Okay.
Today it's about 64 cents right now. It's been to $1.20. It's come down, but it's looking like it's probably going to pass its local all-time high of $1.20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just, there's a lot of stuff in the fourth quarter that is happening. Solana is coming back. We've just had interest rates cut for the first time since. We've had interest rates increasing since 2022.
Okay.
But this is the first time it's been cut in over 2 years, so we're now going back down. So it's not going to be cheaper to borrow money, which means there's going to be a lot more money in the system. Usually when interest rates are cut, money goes a little bit more risk on because, you right now, a normal person can go to the bank and almost get about 5% just to stick in the bank.
Okay.
Right. As interest rates go down, that becomes less and less attractive. So people start looking for yield. So money starts sloshing around. It usually enters equities and crypto. And once the interest rate gets low enough, people start then speculating a lot in real estate. So stocks and crypto are the most liquid markets. So those end up getting that capital first. So you start getting huge upsides. Usually, when the Fed starts cutting rates, usually leads into a stock market boom, usually a year after.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. All right. Good stuff. So You said one thing that you guys just mentioned was the consistency. How have, and I want to stay in the content space here before we really get into the nitty gritty.
Sure.
How have you guys been able to remain consistent? Because you guys said, hey, we didn't stop streaming. So does that mean that other people stopped streaming? Some people gave up on it? Like Miguel, walk me through the difference, I suppose, between you and the other guys who just kind of threw their hands up and said, okay, Bitcoin is tanked. We're out. You know, the party's over. It's time just like you said, sell your bag and go home.
Right. So usually this is the game plan for a lot of the guys. It's like almost like imagine like the Google AdWords or whatever you want to say, or like it's the trending topics like, oh, crypto's hot right now.
Right.
That's when a guy with a smaller account, or maybe someone who's got a bigger account, decides now it's time to shill crypto. And usually more than like almost 90% of the time, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, like at all. And you know they'll start getting people in when the prices are above, like Bitcoin's above its all-time high. You know, this happened last cycle when Bitcoin crossed. This really happened around when Bitcoin's crossed around $30,000. You know.
Okay.
So in 2017, Bitcoin hit $20,000, crashed to $3,000. This is when me and Charlie had our YouTube channels, and especially Charlie, he was like telling people to buy the all-time low in Bitcoin.
Right.
I started my channel in 2020. We're trying to get people to, buy crypto. And then September, we made the courses. We got people in at a really great price on Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these coins. And then around, I would say February of 2021, people started. That's when like kind of mainstream guys started coming in and getting people in. And the problem is it's not that like there wasn't enough runway there.
Right.
The problem is like they're getting the guys in on lower multiples.
Okay.
And higher risk stuff. So it's like we kind of like something we're teaching in the course. We're going from like, we're value investing to investing to speculating to playing hot potato. And usually these guys are getting people in at speculating and hot potato. And most of the time,
okay, I got you.
And so they're just jumping into kind of like pump and dumps right now. Like,
that's a good analogy.
Just look at the space right now,
sure.
In 2017, we're 3 times higher than the all-time high in 2017 right now. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, both me and Charlie have been in the space, 8 years long now.
Yeah. God damn, has it been that long already?
It's been that long. I mean, we joke around, like a month in crypto is like a year in equity. So like right now, we're like, we always say like we kind of age in dog years, right?
Yeah, right.
So we're like 96 years old in crypto terms. We're 2 old men in the space.
Hey, look, the difference is that the two of you still have your hair. I don't have mine anymore.
Soon enough. No.
Charlie, hey, listen, it's coming. Listen, a lot of guys think they want to do this for a living. Dude, look at my hairline, and I will let you know exactly what's going on. Charlie, talk to me about the lack of consistency with other crypto channels, crypto content creators. What is your opinion, and what is your opinion in terms of why it appears that a lot of them just kind of threw their hands up, just like I said earlier, sell their bag and go home and just get out of the game completely?
Couple different reasons. One, the money. 2, I would say short-sighted. So the short-sightedness bit is they're like, well, really, in terms of like the YouTube algorithm or in terms of social media algorithms, it's really only once every 4 years, right, during the cycle that crypto is like amazingly bullish. Prices are going through the roof. Everything's going absolutely crazy. So since it's pretty rare where it's going to be like the number one thing in town, well, social media really only promotes stuff that's doing extremely well or that's trending, right?
Okay, right. So
most of the creators are going to be like, well, I'm going to get it for the quick buck. I'm also going to, pretty much throw most of the people that, are following me under the bus, because I'm going to give them links to a lot of things that, I don't even use, and, that I just get like referral money from.
Right.
And then I can make as much money as possible in that 1 year. Then I can go fuck off, do whatever other content, or maybe just do nothing for the other 3 years, come back and do that again. So they're these kind of harvesters, of the attention is what a lot of crypto content people do. So kind of be very wary, if they just came back in like the last 3 months for the most part. But then I would say there are some people who are longer term focused that have been here a while. A lot of really good channels out there, but and there are a lot of people out there that grit through a lot of things. I mean, BitBoy's probably been through the most in this bear market, and he keeps it coming. We can get into that drama a little bit later, but
okay, all right,
if you guys want. But just generally speaking, a lot of people don't know how to how the 4-year cycles work either. So even if they came in with the genuine intention, they might have came in at the wrong time in the market, or they try to come in at the lows, and because it's so slow, they get demotivated real quickly. And so, you kind of have to have I would say if you're coming into the crypto content space or just coming in as a crypto business, you have to know what the 4-year cycles are, how we roll with them, and then which part you're coming in at, and then how that affects pretty much your strategy for the first section of your business, which so that's what's kind of the disadvantage for TradFi or traditional finance as well, because if they come in, they think they know everything because they know the traditional market, but if they might miss a beat on crypto too.
They're completely different things.
Okay.
They really completely are. One thing that I teach is FA, which is FA. Charlie teaches TA, and
what's FA and TA?
Yeah, so I'll let Charlie explain TA. But FA is fundamental analysis. So it's basically like figuring out like what's the supply of the coins, who's the founders, kind of looking into like what is the project, what does it do, unlock schedules, basically market cap, and then just look like, you see this data here that this is kind of a shared sort of thing between TA and FA. But this is a little more representation of I guess both of us. It's like a kind of a fusion of the two a little bit. You get we have the prices, we have the percentage it went up today, what's the market cap, how much volume it's had, and then as you dig deeper, you start seeing, what are the social media platforms, who are the founders?
Oh wow!
Some coins are really simple. Like Bitcoin's a very simple coin. It can get complex, but 21 million coins, 19 million in circulation.
Right, it's right there in front of us.
Yeah, $1.2 trillion market cap. So it's a coin basically with a very small supply. You own one of them, it's $62,000.
Wow.
You can, and now this is as crypto gets, as crypto evolves, it gets more complex. But the thing that made Bitcoin so revolutionary was that basically you can only make more of them by actually helping out the algorithm and securing the network. And by securing the network, you get a little bit of Bitcoin every day, depending on how much work you did, essentially, right?
So it's like it's an incentive, really.
Correct. Yeah, it's an incentive. We started we just had the halving. I think a few months ago, and at the time, basically every 10 minutes, 900 Bitcoin were created. Once the halving happened, which already happened this year, it went from 900 to 450, right? And every 4 years, it gets cut in half. So this is some of the tech, this is both on the fundamental side and on the tech on the TA side. Where, because Bitcoin is the biggest coin in the market, what affects it affects the entire thing. Because everything's kind of like an underling. Like we kind of joke around a lot of times and say trickle down economics really works here. Like crypto is kind of trickle down economics. If Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is the number 2 coin, are going like this, everything else does multiples effectively.
So cryptocurrency really goes as Bitcoin and Ethereum goes.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Charlie, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were.
Go. Just one last thing. If Bitcoin or Ethereum ever just kind of lag out or severely crash, that'll crash the rest of the market. Completely entirely. So a lot of people, especially as things start getting higher in price, they start getting very cocky. They disregard. That's rule number 1. If Bitcoin and Ethereum not doing well, you're not doing well.
Okay. Wow. Rule number. Jesus Christ. That seems pretty definitive. Okay, so that was the FA side of things. Charlie, explain the TA side of things.
Yeah, I would say usually on this channel we do TA as tits and ass, but
very true, very true.
We're going to go with the nerdy technical analysis, right? So essentially reading charts, looking at price over time for an asset, and then trying to predict that price into the future. But I wouldn't say prediction as much as probability outcomes. So you want to know, you want to kind of narrow down, okay, price is doing this, it's done this. We understand the fundamentals behind it, what's driving the movement of that price for the most part. And then if we know that information, we can kind of whittle down from 10 future possibilities down to 3, 4, maybe even 2 possibilities. The fewer the possibilities, the more likely we are to basically see what's coming. So sometimes when, for example, we'll start a new 60-day cycle or a new 4-year cycle, we'll say, okay, here's what could happen, right? And as the data comes in, then you narrow down what's most likely to happen until you are like, okay, over the next certain time period, we're either certain or, however much level of certain you are determines, if you take a trade or get into an investment and those types of things. So really figuring out, kind of how to enter the market, how to exit the market, and, how the market's moving is that portion there. But a lot of times there's a blend. What we tend to say in the course that we teach for the crypto mindset course is it's kind of like that Venn diagram where we have three major sectors affecting crypto, which is your technical analysis, your fundamental analysis, and then your on-chain data.
Okay.
So the on-chain data is unique to crypto in the sense that it's data from the blockchain. So you can see more of what's happening in the background of the asset, who's buying, who's selling, at least the wallet address of the person who's buying and selling, how much coin they have, what their actions have been in the past, and what they might do in the future based on that too. And so when we have the on-chain data, the technical analysis, and the fundamental analysis all agreeing with each other, that tends to pinpoint the most likely scenario to play out.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's almost like it's almost I don't even know if this is a word. It's almost as though it's algorithmic, so to speak. Does that make sense?
It's like a lot of network effect stuff. So like how social media tends to grow. Is pretty much the same because the internet's grown as a network, right?
Sure.
And so same thing with crypto, same thing with social media. It's a native money for the internet. So that's more of how it acts. Correct.
Okay, excellent. Ken Rose with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Home Skillet says, that's an interesting name, says Moon Gang representing. Pardon me. Relaxing Sounds 9000 said, please do an episode talking about real estate. Some of us don't trust this crypto stuff. That is very, very interesting. So this we always, it's so funny. We always get, and listen, this is just how it happens. Why do you think that there is this sentiment? Why do you think that there are people who trust real estate more than crypto? Because you guys have built a literal empire off of your knowledge of cryptocurrency. It's worked for you. It's worked for the people that have signed up for the crypto mindset course. Miguel, talk me through, this guy's sort of lingering doubts about crypto. And is this stuff really working? Because even now, when I'll listen to sports talk radio. Even now, some of the biggest guys, Colin Cowherd says, well, yeah, crypto and NFT. He puts crypto in the same sort of breath as NFTs, as though it's some sort of a scam or something like that. So explain the hesitation by, I guess, the layperson, so to speak. So
the average person will only really hear about crypto during the all-time highs or during just like we talked earlier, like when the biggest celebrities are talking about it, when the biggest influencers, when the biggest channels are talking about crypto, when it's actually a hot topic, that usually is about 6 months, maybe 9 months. And then it gets ice cold. Me and Charlie always joke around, for 3 years, we're at 2 out of 10. But during that fourth year, man, we're a 10 out of 10. We're a hot bitch. Everyone wants to talk to us, man. It's kind of, it's kind of hilarious, But but it's basically off of this, right? Gold's been used for money for almost 5,000 years. Real estate just as long, more or less. So these are the old games, right?
Yeah.
When we left hunter-gatherer societies and we actually became, we had agriculture and we were actually staying in a single place, land became important. So people intuitively understand land. Wow, man owns big building. Man must make lots of money. Damn, that's how I get rich. This is the game, as well as YouTube. YouTube's been around since 2005, 2006. You've had much more YouTubers, and there's a nice niche section for real estate where people have been making money off of this for a longer time. Bitcoin's been around since 2009. But if I'm being very, very serious, it only semi got popular in 2013, 14 off of I don't know if I think actually you played poker online probably.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So a lot of the poker players were using sites where you could basically cash out in Bitcoin. That's the first time like two industries, the two industries kind of hyped each other up for a second, and then you had the poker sites get banned. That gave crypto a huge, it kind of crashed crypto basically, along with a couple of hacks.
Okay.
The second time it ever got popular was in 2017. So you just got to imagine, 2009 to 17, it took 8 years before it hit like people woke up a little bit again.
Yeah, and said, "Oh, this is for real.
This is for real." We're real estate. Let's just say modern real estate. it's been popular for like 1,000
Forever.
years,
Yeah,
2,000 years.
Of course.
Kings and queens fought each other, murdered each other
Yes.
over this land in order to control serfs and slaves, the Matrix,
Right.
to control stuff, right? So it's just a game that people understand, and it's also tangibly and it's physical, right? The reason that a lot of online money never worked is because of the double spend problem. Was that like file sharing, right? Like
right.
I can upload a song. It can be copied a million times.
Yes.
If I try to have something that actually had scarcity and value, if it gets multiplied, it doesn't have no value because anyone can get it and it's multiplied. Just like that's actually what ended up really hurting it. So what Bitcoin did, what was revolutionary in 2009, is they figured out how to give something scarcity and give it essentially value. And it's really that scarcity of just like you having an asset class that inflates slowly.
Okay.
In this world, they can print as many dollars as you can. I think since 1970 to now, I mean, it's just like it's straight vertical.
Literally printing money. Yeah.
Yeah. And then even if we just looked at the balance sheet of the United States government, it went from like a few $1 billion in debt to, I think we're 35. I mean, we're talking about $35 trillion.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, man.
Like we were talking about billions in the 90s.
Yes. And now we're into the trillions. Yes,
trillions, 35 trillion, and we're paying. I think we're paying somewhere between 400, depending on the interest rates, 400 to 600 billion dollars in interest payments. It's like having a credit card, only paying the minimum payment.
Oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ, man! Oh my God.
So that's really the reason.
But we have guys that trust the dollar more than they trust cryptocurrency, right? Like that's the irony.
More people accept it at this point in time. So that kind of that's where it makes a bit of sense.
Sure. So Charlie, what's your take on the I guess on the market doubt in terms of Bitcoin? Because listen, Miguel just broke it down. He broke it down. I don't think I've ever heard it broken down like that, because every sort of currency has kind of gone through that, throughout time. Just like he said, kings and aristocracies used to kill and murder each other for these big plots of land, but cryptocurrency, like Miguel said, is not tangible. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people think that this is hocus pocus, but it's not tangible, but it has very clearly tangibly changed your lives. Like if anyone has any doubt as to whether or not this stuff is for real, just go and watch your Moon Gang channel. Like look at your backgrounds, just watch how both of your lives have steadily improved over the years. And that to me is proof enough that this isn't just hocus pocus. What are your thoughts, Charlie?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like, if you want to add on to that, some of those analogies a little bit, it's kind of like we found a different type of fire, right? Like a different tool, which, when we first started using fire, people burned themselves and said, fuck this, I'll go eat some berries or,
right.
Like, I don't want to deal with this shit, like that hurt, not trying that shit again. It's the same reaction, because we are now, as of the 21st century, fully into the digital age.
Yep.
And Bitcoin is money natively for the internet of the digital age. So
wow, that makes perfect sense.
That kind of adds on to what he was saying there. The other aspect I think that's massive in terms of just public distrust to it is the media. So the media tends to talk their own books, right? They talk about what they like the most.
Right.
And they make a lot of money on the traditional financial system. They don't really, a lot of them didn't jump on Bitcoin early, so they're not making money on that. Why would they promote it, right? So they tend to pull it down as much as possible. And, when price goes down for a year in a bear market, it's really easy to stomp on it at that time. But the best thing about the media is they tend to give you signals as well, because I think it was around September. There's a bunch of articles between September of 2022 to January of 2023. All of them had the titles of like, your NFTs are now completely, absolutely, definitely worthless. That was one title. Another title was like, cryptocurrency is dead. No company, no corporate company wants to touch it anymore. Stuff like that. Right. I saved those articles, just they're good. You'll notice them if you've been around for the crypto market for one time.
The one cycle.
Type of information, when it comes around again, it gets you excited. You're like, holy shit, they're doing the same thing again.
Right, right.
It makes it so much easier, and you can get in a lot with a lot more conviction at that point.
Okay, very good. Great explanation. Go ahead.
My personal favorite was, do you know Jake Paul paid $1.1 million for this, and today it's worth $8,000.
Oh my God.
So yeah, a lot of NFTs were not worth. I mean, weren't really worth the squeeze, but a lot of people did make money on them. We'd never recommend anyone to like hold them for the long term, right?
Yeah.
But something like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can hold over the long term, and you should become very, very profitable. Like if I were just as an example, right? Like when I first got into Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin was $400.
God, right? Holy God, man, Jesus fuck. Man.
So it was $400 to $500 for Bitcoin. Ethereum was $8.
Oh my God!
I used to say $5, and then I double.
That is insane. And now look at this: Ethereum is at $2,500, and Bitcoin is at almost $63,000. Man, that's insane.
Yeah, it was so incredible because back in those days, like the 3 Bitcoins were, and this is really interesting part because we'll talk about a little bit like why we're saying certain things on the course.
Okay,
but this is back in 2017, 16, 17. There was really only one app for Americans and really the Western market to buy, and that was Coinbase.
Yes, right. And I remember, yep, because I used to buy my stuff through Coinbase. Now I buy it through Cash App.
So at that time, the only big ones you could buy were Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, because there was a funnel, all the interest. If people wanted to buy, they were like, what's a quick app to buy on, right? It made Coinbase became the number 1 app in America at the time. Right. And, it sent Bitcoin from like, I would say the beginning of 2016 to a couple $100. Okay. Sent it to, $20,000. It sent Ethereum at I think it came out in 2015, if I remember correctly, but 50 cents.
Damn.
To $1,400. And it's in Litecoin from basically a quarter up to like $420 or $370. It's been a minute since it's been a long time. I'm grabbing off of memory here.
No, we got you. It's all good.
But because it was such a simplistic thing, because the funnel was so concentrated and only a few players really got to play, it wasn't until like 2020. It wasn't until 2018, 19 that Coinbase started adding way more coins, and the Coinbase effect kind of went away. Any coin that was getting listed on Coinbase was huge because as soon as it got listed, price went like this.
Right. Okay.
And this cycle that we had in 2021, we didn't really have that Coinbase effect. It was really just mostly based off of just the hype, and then just people going on DeFi and figuring out the apps and then the NFTs. This time around, we've kind of gone back to square one where we're having ETFs happen.
Okay.
So the reason that you should pay attention to crypto a lot more now and take it a lot more seriously if you haven't already is because all the major Wall Street banks are buying, all the major institutions in finance are buying.
There you go.
Fidelity, I mean, for everything you can imagine, BlackRock damn near controls America, and Vanguard and all these other things are slowly starting to jump in. I think the only player that's not in right now is Vanguard. Every other financial house in America.
Why is that? Because Vanguard is usually pretty. They're usually the first. I don't want to say the first in, but usually Vanguard sort of. I mean, I don't want to say they're like a trendsetter, but when other companies, other corporations are buying into things like Bitcoin, Vanguard. It doesn't usually take them long to jump in with the trend. Why is it taking them this long?
I think it's because they were really late. So they had a previous CEO that was very, very anti-crypto.
There you go. That's it. There you go.
And that's pretty much it. And basically, Larry Fink, which is the guy who runs BlackRock, saw as an opportunity. He at the beginning, everyone was skeptical, and then he started seeing like, oh, this is huge. He started personally investing in it. Then BlackRock started investing in it, and they pretty much pioneered trying to push through. Because another thing too was the SEC is very anti-crypto as well, even now.
Of course. Oh yeah, of course.
But because Larry Fink and a lot of it's become a huge political thing where like the Republican Party, it's become like a sort of a big voting block thing. Where the Republican Party is backing crypto, the Libertarian Party is backing crypto, and then now even the Democrats are just pretending to back crypto just because they can't just look at like the party poopers, right?
Yeah, right.
So everyone's backing crypto, so it's kind of like made the SEC. I mean, SEC is only losing lawsuits right now. Right. 9 out of 10 lawsuits are losing. They're not winning anything.
Right. They better jump on, man.
So Larry Fink kind of like really pioneered, like, hey, we want to get this passed. They pretty much passed it, and now we have finally, for the first time in a 401k, you can start buying Bitcoin. Huge. This happened in very early January. I think it was January 10th.
This year.
This year it happened.
No, wait a minute. Was it? I thought something also happened in February.
Let me see. No. So yeah, it happened. So yeah. So we a couple months later we had the Bitcoin halving. So we had
that might have been it.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
So this is the crazy thing is that we had the Bitcoin ETF, we had the Bitcoin halving, and then after that we had the Ethereum ETF on top of it as well. Yeah, so it was it's this crazy thing where we're starting to, the two big, it's kind of the Coinbase effect now, because now we have the world's biggest financial markets being able to invest this retirement money, this investment money is the largest pool of capital on the planet.
Wow.
Right. So you can go on your 401k right now, and most of it, not Vanguard, but like just about any other one that you can, especially if you're self-directed, and physically start investing into Bitcoin through, BlackRock, Fidelity, anyone, basically anyone except Vanguard, they're falling behind. But they even fired the previous CEO over this. They're still not going to, but because they got a brand new CEO that's more pro crypto, but I think they're playing close to their chest. I think they're going to come in at some point.
If history tells us anything, Vanguard will eventually come around. They just, because if they don't, they're going to, look, Vic Boss says, trust it or not, it's coming. You either adapt and evolve or get left behind. Got a question for Charlie here. I'm going to read these super chats first. King and Dreams with the $2 super chat says, watching the last live stream. Big up, Donovan. Appreciate that. He also says your reality show breakdowns are bar none. Thank you very much for that. So Brandon asks, I caught a little bit of Charlie's show earlier. He didn't sound very bullish on Boo. Is that true?
In crypto, sometimes you say, something might do between an 8 to 15x, and people say you ain't bullish.
So, in other words, you can't win for losing, right?
Right. So it's one of those things where it's like, there's these, we talk a lot about different ecosystems. One of the ecosystems that's doing really well at the moment, and that we think is going to continue to do well into 2025, is the Phantom ecosystem. Miguel's been a big pioneer in that one for the crypto mindset course. And there's two tokens that are basically DeFi exchange tokens called Equal and Spooky Swap / Boo. And
I like the name.
Yeah, right.
Operation Bugatti's in effect.
Exactly, right. And so when you look at the chart, right, fundamentally they're very similar. Equals got a little bit of a fresher narrative and stuff like that. But if you look at the charts since I think it was early August, like August 5th, they've basically done the same returns. But if you take a look at the past history on the chart on Boo versus the past history on Equal or Equalizer, there's a lot less previous history on Equalizer, which means once any coin chart basically gets up into new all-time highs, uncharted territory, it could pretty much go wild because there's no psychological limit on the people in the market. The people who've experienced it in the past are basically like, we've never seen this price before, so how can it go? And then people start speculating and going crazy, right?
Okay.
Versus Spooky Swap, if you press maybe all on the top right there, that little gray button, right to the left, close to it, down.
Oh, there it is. I got you. Okay, gotcha.
You can see that it doesn't look that great because it's been down over a long period of time. So when it comes back up, it has more psychological resistance to the people who've been in the market. To the people who are new to the market, not as much, but it has a little bit more kind of atmosphere to go through to get to space per se. Versus, Equalizer can basically start going off a little bit more. So I was comparing the two and saying, something that's crashed like Boo, you can say, hey, it can get back up to, let's say, about $20 at least.
It's
up to $30. That's a good range for it. But beyond that, we don't know until we get there, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Versus something like Equal, it's not going to take much of the market to bring it to its most recent high, and then after that, we still have more bull market to go, so it's likely to outpace.
Okay, very good. Wow, good explanation, man. Yeah, it's interesting. You guys, people come in. I always hear something new. I always learn something new every time I talk to you guys. It's actually quite something. I'm sorry. Balance Scale says, "Hi guys. Are those percentages your percentage allocations?" I don't know what that means.
Percentage what? Maybe there's somebody in the chat talking.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, that's I don't know. The sit down with the $2 super chat says dollar cost ape, almost time to bull run, boys. Okay, I guess that's an inside joke. Somebody explain that to me.
Yeah, it's because in crypto we have something called like I'm gonna ape, or I'm gonna throw the kitchen sink at it. And so instead of throwing kitchen sink, it's like I'm gonna ape. I'm gonna wow out, go crazy and throw all my money in. That's kind of like the
okay, all in. All right, cool, very good.
They're basically calling me a bulltard.
Well, hey, listen, hey, you know what they say?
Scared
money don't make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No risk, no story.
You know what I'm saying? Now the Hexagon Lost in Asia says the bull run is over, bro. Ooh, do you agree or disagree?
He's crawling,
brother. I'm sorry, whoever taught you that, bro. You need to unfollow them, bro. As a matter of fact, let me show you why I know the bull run's not over.
Okay.
If ridiculous stuff is still on the horizon, the bull run isn't over. All right.
Okay.
In the private chat right here, I link some. I don't know if you can show this.
Oh, okay.
It's on Twitter, right? It's Twitter link. So these are two one little prediction I'm making. So not this cycle, right? Next cycle, I think, is when crypto influencers are going to break through to the mainstream a little bit. Wow. Where you're already starting to see bleeding already, and depending on how much time we have, I could explain this, but this is a huge crossover event that's kind of going on. We're starting to get kind of like, I would say, B-list, C-list, B-list, rappers and all these other stuff start projects. And, we've got people like Iggy Azalea, surprisingly enough, is actually started a cryptocurrency called Mother.
Oh, wow.
Which is basically just a coin about her butt cheeks.
You've got to be dude, you've got to be fucking kidding me, man.
But here's the sad thing. So every single celebrity that's ever started a coin, it's gone to zero.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every single one, from 50 Cent to Waka Flocka Flame.
Oh my God, yes.
You can go down the list. Oh, Soldier Boy.
Wow. Akon, are you serious?
Akon was the worst offender.
And he got away with it too. He's the one. Bro, he's incredible. Like Acoin.
He wouldn't stand his home country.
Acoin. What is he? Public enemy number one out there now?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's Mark. It's you should be, but he's not. But he should. I know Charlie should probably tell the story on Akon a lot better than I can. But
I guess African countries are probably used to getting scammed a little bit. I'm not sure. But
no.
Which country was it? Was it like Sudan that he's from? Or I can't remember.
I'll look it up. But yeah,
I think it might be Sudan. But basically, he basically
Senegal, maybe
Senegal. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
He got like $150 million. Basically.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and so he basically said he was going to make this utopian crypto city, and then it's going to bring so much money to their country and all this stuff. Basically, a utopian dream. Which is like. Yeah, how are you going to pull this off? It's going to take like over a decade, and then he's going to do it through his crypto. And it's just so many things. You're just like, doesn't quite sound right? So
yeah.
Not surprised, but kind of crazy.
Oh my God, fucking Akon. And just like you said, every celebrity that's ever started a coin has absolutely failed.
Correct. And here's the promise: they start the coins in 2021, 2017 during the peak year. That's when they started. The interesting thing this time around is that a lot of these kind of it's not A-list celebrities, it's more like B-list, C-list celebrities.
Oh,
they've started early. It's like the first time I've ever seen it. Like they've started. Most of them still went to zero, but the special thing about like Iggy, I guess, is like she's full on branding this stuff. There's a huge event happening in Singapore right now, and she basically brought an Atlantic strip club to Singapore, and all these guys are like throwing dollar. It's freaking hilarious. Like I gotta give her flowers. She is not rugging the project. She's actually promoting it and really putting time and energy behind it and putting her brand behind it. Okay. And that's the stuff that me and Charlie say is like, even though it's thought culture, but like it doesn't matter. It's the person's working hard and isn't giving up on the project and is promoting. That's the important part because it's about. Because once Bitcoin and Ethereum crash, the bull runs over. It doesn't matter how much you promote; she's going to promote her coin. It'll crash.
Yeah,
but
right.
it's about starting a coin at the right time and allowing it to grow to a point where people who were with her in the beginning are able to, make a lot of money. That's the normal cycle of crypto, right? Just like during a bull run, you buy Nvidia, you buy all these stocks when they're cheap, and then at some point you start cashing out. You cash out really well, and then when there's a big dip and crash, then you take that capital and reinvest back into a really great company, basically, right? So I don't know if you can show the link I put up and stuff.
Oh, give me a second. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. You did show me the Twitter link. Oh, wait a minute. I actually just had it up, man. There it is. Hold on. Give me a second. The Crypto Fight Week one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I actually liked it. It looked like they're about to get in a fight. Let me bring this up here. All right, let me stop my screen. Let me now present. Let me share this. Yeah, this is actually pretty funny.
Okay.
Oh no.
So there's this whole thing, like the guy earlier who said, like, oh, the bull run's over.
The
bull run's not over because you have stupid shit like this happening.
Really stupid.
So these guys are going to be fighting in Dubai. This is Nansum and a BitBoy. BitBoy is a crypto.
These two right here?
Yeah, the guy on the right hand side with the gray hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, BitBoy's actually a friend of the channel and stuff. He's a good dude.
Oh, cool.
He's been through it like crazy throughout the bear market.
Yeah, like rise and fall. Like, I'm saying this. I'm trying to say this respectfully, but there's a guy. So it's a guy who started his channel back in like 2017, 16. Kept with it throughout the bear run. Got famous and popular in 21.
Was the biggest crypto channel
in 2021.
Wow.
His business partner ripped him off. His business partners essentially. Like, imagine like your whole company who's working for you all betray you.
Oh,
Your company because in order to protect yourself from taxes, you have to have your stuff in corporations and
Oh my God!
So he got gutted, and the only people who didn't betray him was his wife, loving wife and kids,
How about that?
His side piece.
Oh yeah,
the side piece.
The side piece was loyal. Who knew?
Yeah,
Who knew the side piece stuck around?
And they're going to, and this is a classic thing. When your money gets funny, so did the women, right?
Hey, that's right.
And I'm not saying that his wife was like acting funny, but I think it just put a bunch of pressure on the relationship, and then he's trying to he needs to, because like when you're starting that, I wouldn't say back to zero, but you're starting a couple steps down. You have to be grinding and doing lots of stuff, and I think it put pressure on the relationship. And then his girlfriend, it was supporting him, and then he ended up leaving his wife for the girlfriend. And all this was very public. So this is like
he was recording all of it, every bit, putting it on YouTube, and like he didn't care. He's like, I'm using this for content. Like,
right. He got arrested. Because he got caught cheating. Like, this is so ridiculous, you guys. I know he got caught. He got caught. No matter in what industry, there's drama and
there's always fucking drama. It doesn't fucking matter. This is unbelievable.
So he got caught. His wife forgave him and stuff. She came out on Twitter and said, "Hey, I forgive you. I'm still standing with you." And then a couple weeks later, he gets arrested for speeding down a street. The cops pull him over,
and he had the side piece with him.
And he had the side in the back seat.
I fucking knew it. Oh my God.
He was live streaming at the time.
Oh my God.
So he was speeding down the road, going to one of his previous properties that he owned, because they stole it from him, and he's going to win back in the lawsuit. He's going to win back a lot of his property back in Lambos and everything. They stole his channel. They stole everything from him. It was bullshit. They did him dirty, dude. It's
very dirty.
And
God.
And this is why we're good friends with BitBoy still and stuff like that. But like,
okay.
But he basically exposed that a lot of a lot of people in the company were essentially using his name in order to take bribe money for coins and stuff like this, and they were doing all kinds of illegal stuff. So it's like it's sort of like imagining like you represent Mike Tyson, and then underneath you they're like, Mike Tyson will go to this special event, or Mike Tyson will promote your toothpaste, and it's like and then Mike Tyson's like, I'm not promoting this toothpaste. What the hell are you doing? And so they were doing all this secret slimy shit behind his back.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. That would, I'm not going to say what I would do, but that would make me very upset.
Correct.
And make me want to do very bad things to people.
And I think most people in his position would have freaked out just like I would have too. I mean, I would have got very mad. Imagine all this stuff is just horrible, right? So, so he's confronting these people. They call the cops on him, and then he's live streaming it all to show like, hey, this is bullshit they're doing to me. And then the cops say, "Do you have any guns in the backseat?" No. Is someone in the backseat? Is someone in the backseat? Yes. And it's a girl I said I wasn't going to be seeing anymore. Yeah.
I swear to what, it's interesting to sort of blend this with sports. There's a head coach. Oh God, I can't believe I've already forgotten his name, but he's the head coach for the University of Arkansas. And he got caught with his side piece. And the way he got caught is he was in an accident. And in the accident report, there was a woman that was with him that was not his wife. Another story, and this was years ago. This bitch had friend zoned me. This was goddamn. This is back in my 20s. This bitch had friend zoned me, and like she was dating this like asshole or whatever, and he was always cheating on her and this and that and the third. And he promised he would never do it again. Right? She caught him again. She caught him cheating again because he fucking got in an accident and the fucking side piece was in the goddamn car. So that's why I knew that fucking side when they said the cops pulled him over, I was like, dude, the fucking side piece was in the goddamn car. Oh my God.
So, I mean, this should show that you got to Uber your girls around. You got
yes. Oh, yes. There you go. There's a lesson to all of this. You got to Uber your girls around. Jesus Christ. Balanced scales. Boy, hell of a story. God damn.
So basically BitBoy is kind of like he's created a new channel. He's still very popular. People still like him and trust him a lot. What he's actually been doing is a lot of kind of crypto celebrity fights. So this is his third actual kickboxing fight.
Oh,
and this is the biggest one yet because Nansom is Nansom is a guy who's kind of like a Twitter guy that got really popular last cycle for Jewel and a couple other plays. Essentially, he kind of was just friends with everybody, and he made a lot of good calls in 2021. And what happened was this time around, he put his whole reputation out. Buy Solana, and Solana at $8 or $9, $10, $11 was
wow. So he
Solana.
Was
and Solana from 2023 to now has been the best performing L1 in terms of
wow, no shit.
Yeah, so it's done extremely well. Solana hit it went from like $9 to $200 before it dipped down.
Wow.
So he made a lot of people a lot of money. He starts coming out because the guy also has a lot of money. He's been going out here spending money. He's a good looking dude. He's very tall.
Yeah, right.
And and then he's very outgoing and stuff. So because like most crypto guys are kind of like
scared, they're kind of like nerdy. Yeah. He's the first cool crypto guy.
Yeah, he's a cool crypto guy. So he's been kind of blowing up there. So then he decides to take I'm gonna do a boxing fight. And before the boxing fight, he starts promoting a little meme coin called Dog with Hat.
Okay. Oh,
and
wow.
It explodes too. It also goes up. So everyone's like, "Oh, this guy is the guy's the Alibaba." Everything he touches turns to gold.
Oh my God.
The coin starts making a lot of money. So all the Solana meme coins are going bananas. Everyone's making money. And then he does a boxing fight. And then essentially in the boxing fight, everyone learns he can't fight for shit. And just gets his ass beat for fucking 3 rounds.
Oh my God.
And Solana tops. That was literally the top of Solana and the top of WIF. And then it was down. So those 2 coins have only been going not like they're going to zero. They're going to do really well later on, but that kind of killed the momentum for the whole because this is the whole thing about that. One thing that we teach in the course is like the box or Charlie's 5 points is that no matter what we see, like people want a CEO or a head person to look for, right? So a popular character or a person that's promoting a coin or something like that, if the guy's getting more famous, that brings more attention, that brings more eyeballs, and more people buy the coin charts like this.
Yeah.
Up and to the right.
Damn, Jesus.
So Nansom's back here and he's going to fight BitBoy. So it's kind of like the 2 biggest crypto celebrities are fighting each other in December. And we've been saying for a long time, the bull run's not over, that we're buying the coin prices. We've been on YouTube this entire time telling people buy. And on this recent, we got people to buy, Solana at like $110. We got people to buy, BNB when it's closer to $400. And previously we got them to buy even lower. I've been recommending, and Charlie's been recommending Solana at like $20. I mean, it's done incredible. We've been recommending these coins for a long time. $15,000 Bitcoin, $800 Ethereum. We were able to get everyone to buy these coins. We were mentioning this even on the last show we did in Las Vegas. Same thing, right? And we've been around a long time, and we know this.
Yeah.
Not over. Like the real year is 2025.
Okay.
And,
yeah, you guys have been saying that for a couple of years.
Yeah, and so interest rates have been cut, and they're going to continue to be cut. We're going to get another 50 basis points of cuts before the end of the year. We're going to get another 100 in 2025. So we're literally talking about interest rates getting cut in half.
Wow. Oh, that's going to put money in everybody's pocket, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then,
damn.
So it's just a lot of bullish things. And then too, on top of that, equities are also going to do very well.
Right. Of course, as a natural byproduct of the environment.
Correct.
There you go.
Now, I both me and Charlie are saying that we're probably are going to see some weakness in 2026, and that means crypto is going to probably crash very violently in 2026.
Oh, wow! So make your
For
money.
The people in the back of the room. I don't know. Do you want to explain a little bit, like kind of like the 4-year cycle of kind of like why, like what happens like during those crash years?
Charlie? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I guess in terms of the crash years, it's not fun. So
yeah.
Everything, like Miguel said before, everything follows Bitcoin.
Okay.
I guess there's a couple different ways to look at it, right? One way to look at it is how do you determine when the top happens, and then as it's happening, how do you determine the bottom? And basically, it's a XY axis between price and time, essentially. So you got the 4-year cycles, and then you got price. So when it comes to price, I would say the easiest thing to look at, is when Bitcoin's above its 20-week moving average, which is the average price over the last 20 weeks. When it's above there, then altcoins do really well. When it's below there, altcoins suffer. So what tends to happen is the altcoins are doing extremely well, Bitcoin's doing extremely well, let's say in 21, and then the next time in 25, 4 years later. And as it's doing really well, Bitcoin starts to top first. And then once it starts going below its 20-week moving average, the altcoins follow. But that's usually like a delay at the top of a market of about 2 to 4 weeks. So if you see Bitcoin and the altcoins top at the same time, and then they both go down, which is what happened in March of this year,
right?
That's a local top. It's temporary, would come back up.
Okay.
But when they lag by 2 weeks to a month, that's pretty much the signal that the whole market's over speculated, and kind of like it's like the roller coaster going to the top and then coming back down, and then the whole thing going into the back, going over the front and everything.
It's almost like this. It's almost like the concept of gravity, right? If it goes up, it's going to come down eventually, and if it's not going to stay at the bottom forever, eventually it's going to come back up.
Right. And then from top to bottom, if you look at Bitcoin, so you can determine like how far are we going to go down. So Bitcoin, a few cycles ago was a 94% from top to bottom decline. The next one after that was about 84%. The next one after that was about 75%. So we can guess the next one will probably be, maximum like 70 to 75% from top to bottom. So if we gave a scenario of Bitcoin gets to $200,000 or $100,000, if it gets to 100,000, maybe it'd crash to 25,000.
Woo!
200,000, maybe it'd crash to 50,000.
Okay.
And then the next question is when, over what period of time? And then as Miguel was saying there, the 4-year cycles. So the peak year of the 4-year cycle is 2021, 2017, 2025. Right?
Gotcha. 2029, 2033, et cetera. Okay.
There you go.
Right.
Exactly. Not that difficult, right?
Right.
And then basically like you have the bottom of the bear market. Basically the last ones were 2022 and then 2020. Or sorry, 2022 and 2018, the end of each year, right? They're like December, November.
Okay.
So the next one probably would be the end of 2026.
There you go. Wow, dude, that right there, guys, that was fantastic intel. And the thing is the reason why these guys are where they are is because they've been in this for this long. The reason that you guys can predict this stuff. I mean, how many crypto cycles have you guys been a part of?
3.
Yeah. There you go. 3. Like you've seen like 3. That's 12 fucking years, man. Like, I mean, again, I'm telling you guys, this is why you guys have to sign up for the Crypto Mindset Course. Go ahead, Charlie.
If you want to go back to like, macro fundamentals too, right? So the thing that kind of shifts the 4-year cycles for Bitcoin, the 2 factors are the halving, because that's when supply is reduced, every 4 years. So that is supply demand dynamic.
Sure.
But then in terms of money sloshing around in global markets, that just depends on liquidity cycles. So how much money is flowing in the market. And, the Fed does have even though liquidity cycles go on, their own cycles, the Fed has the lever to kind of slow or speed that up or down. So all these moves by the Fed, because they've taken so long to do anything about rate cuts, they may have actually delayed this a little bit so we could actually get a full bullish year in 2025. And then, maybe, that delays the bottom of the bear market till the beginning of 2027 as well.
Okay.
So you can kind of, within about a quarter, like 3 months of error, you can kind of, get these targets long.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some wiggle room there. There's some wiggle room. Yeah.
Okay, good. We got a round third and head for home here because I know it's 10 o'clock here and it's almost 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Ken Rose with the $5 super chat says, "Evening, good moon gang, Mr. Sharp. Would there still be time in the month of October to get a decent position on Doge and Pepe?" Is that how you pronounce that?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to fuck that up. Yeah. So Miguel, we'll have you fire first, and we'll have Charlie hit cleanup.
No, I really do believe so. You'll be able to buy Doge and Pepe. It's just really like not buying them too high in price. Like right now, if I look, Doge is probably like 10 cents. It's been kind of oscillating between 9 and 10 for a while.
Okay.
Doge is 10 cents right now. So I think as long as you're buying most of your coins below 13 cents, that's where I'd buy it. It's very likely during this bull run that Doge is at least going to retest its all-time high of like 70 cents, and then eventually go to $1 plus.
Okay.
Right? So it's a coin you can buy. It's like the Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin of meme coins.
Okay, that makes sense.
Dogecoin, we got Elon Musk and Trump essentially joking around that they're going to make a department of Doge.
Doge has always kind of been sort of the butt of a lot of jokes in crypto. Right. But hey, if it's the Bitcoin of meme coins, put some respect on their name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
10 cents. Its last all-time high was 80 cents. Yeah. It's always made a new all-time high in every bull market. If it makes a new all-time high, it's going to hit $1. When Doge hits $1, it will prove the fact that every dollar is worth less over time.
Pretty good. I love how the math works out. Charlie, what's your take on this question? Do you think there's still time in the month of October to get a decent position on Doge and Pepe?
Yeah, so the one good thing about meme coins, like Pepe is kind of a hotter meme coin because it's newer to this cycle, whereas Doge is like the old tried and true. So the good thing about meme coins, though, is they tend to lag a little bit compared to a lot of the altcoins. So you'll start getting some, boiling in the market. But I think Pepe would usually keep up with that in this bull cycle, whereas Doge will really lag behind everything else. And so if you look at Doge, it's actually underperformed Bitcoin so far. But it's it's the last year because like Bitcoin's done. If you go from the bottom to where it's at now, it's like a little bit more than a 3x or about a 3x versus Doge is about a 2x off its bottom.
Okay.
But it had gone higher, but it came back down a lot worse than Bitcoin. So it's actually at a really good spot. I think it's 10 cents right now. If it goes to $1, that's a 10x sometime in the next
right.
Yeah. Like 2025, it's its year basically. But in terms of like most recent timing to right now, so we have the 4-year cycles, but then you also have cycles within that, right? So we have the 60-day cycles is how Bitcoin usually moves and performs. So we most recently had a low to the last 60-day cycle on Friday. Excuse me, goddamn. Friday, September 6th. And so since we had that low on that date, that gives us at least 1 to 3 weeks of upside before we go down, even if we're in kind of like not a bullish trend at that point. Okay. So that comes up, that 3 weeks basically comes up in the early part of next week or the middle of next week. Okay. So I would say, if we're going to get weakness, the 2 points that we're going to get it is going into the end of this month, like basically middle of next week. That would be a good time, possibly if we crash into then. If we're pumping into then you want to wait until maybe mid-October and then mid to late October. By the election, it was probably going to be one of the last best chances to buy more coins right there. So, it's good now, but it's, starting to get a little hotter. Early October might have a chance, and then the end of October / beginning of November. Those are like the next 3 hot spots.
Okay. Very good. Really, really good information here. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. All right. So before we close this thing out, I'd like for you guys to talk about the crypto mindset course. When it's when is going to be open enrollment, how long it's going to be, and what it entails. Miguel, fire first.
Yeah, so it's going to go on sale September 27th. So in about 7 days.
Today, woohoo!
Yeah, 7 days, and you're going to have 5 days to get in. The first class is going to be October 14th. So we're going to give people plenty of chances in order to get in, as well as give them a little head time so they can make their schedule right, so they're able to attend the classes. Right. All the classes, so it's usually 2 days on, 1 day off.
Okay.
So we have 4 classes, 2 a day for 2 days, and then we give people a 1 day break to kind of catch up on any classes they missed.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we've kind of learned how to space it out so people can learn the most, as well as some. Obviously, we understand people like have busy lives. You can miss a class; that's perfectly okay. It's all classes are recorded. So these classes are both AM and PM. They usually start about 10 Eastern, AM and PM.
Okay.
And they run about like 3 to 4 hours. So
wow,
all recorded, all live. It's all recorded, all live. And then when you get into the crypto mindset course, you get added to a chat group where you get your answers questioned out. You get given pre-recorded webinars to kind of get you started. So like the basics, like what's going on. And then the first class that we end up doing is basically kind of like, hey, this is what's going to happen over the next quarter. This is kind of what we believe is going to happen over the next 6 months to a year. Okay. And kind of like these are kind of the marching orders that we're allocating capital towards, and kind of the overall strategy. I don't know if Charlie wants to explain a little bit in terms of what classes we're going to have throughout the rest of the 3 weeks that we have classes in October.
Yeah. So what's the itinerary? What's the syllabus for the crypto mindset course?
Yeah,
Q3. This is Q3.
Q4.
That's right. September, of course, right.
Yeah, we did a Q2 course. We skipped Q3 because we figured Q2 would be kind of like a better spot for getting in. So you can kind of look at it as a mix between Q3 and 4.
Okay.
Which the last time we did any mixed quarters was always basically at lows or bottoms.
Okay.
So in terms of like what we cover. So like Miguel said, the webinar started on the 14th. So that gives you some time to plan for schedule. But then also prior to the 14th, we do have some pre-recorded content that we put out there. Some of it's, like what to avoid doing in crypto. So, just making sure that kind of like the warning.
Yeah, best practices.
Lines, where they are and everything like that. How to set up wallets, how to set up exchanges, like all the stuff an absolute beginner would need to know. Sometimes we give an extra webinar or 2 of content that's kind of evergreen that everybody can enjoy. So, and then during that time, we answer people's questions in the chats as people are getting in there and everything. So the first week getting into there, you still have, some people helping you out. And then once the webinar started on the 14th, we covered in the first chunk, we covered at the very beginning, essentially, our thesis for that quarter. So what we think is most likely to happen over the next 3 months.
Okay.
Then, and how we're intending to play that with our strategy. Then we go into like our top coin picks right away. So we give you like a lot of results.
A lot of value, man.
Yeah. A lot of value right from the very beginning of the webinars. And like Miguel said, they're all recorded. So within 12 to 24 hours, you get the recording of what they are if you're not in the same time zone. And then we start ramping up the heat. So then we go we start everybody on the same page. Then we go to the beginner stuff right after that, which is like risk management, TA, fundamentals, all that stuff. Then we ramp it up into kind of like intermediate, but really relevant stuff for what's happening in crypto. We go over like the different layer ones. What's the difference between Solana, Ethereum, Pulse Chain, and all these different coins. What's an ecosystem? How's it built? And then we do have guests from different crypto ecosystems.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of them are, really big professionals in the space. We have Kieran Warwick from the Illuvium team, who's pretty big in the Ethereum side.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, his brother as well, Kane Warwick, who's one of the pioneers of the DeFi space. Actually, he's likely to come into the webinars this quarter. We have some guys from Aerodrome Finance, which is pretty big on Coinbase's protocol. We have a lot of guys from the Phantom side, which Phantom's going to do a rebranding into Sonic. And then we have some stuff in the background that we can't reveal yet that we have new contacts in the space. So we have a lot of professionals that come in there. Some of them are developers, some of them are business people, some of them are coin creators, to kind of educate you on, how you can make money in their space, but then also more importantly, like, the more exposure you get to these types of people, the more you can understand the space very deeply, very quickly. Okay. So, and it's much more engaging that way, I think, too.
Good. Very good. Listen, guys, let's plan to do, I don't know what your schedule is for this week, but the course drops, guys, a week from today, September 27th. I would love to do a show with you guys either on or close to the 27th. Yeah. So yeah, let's keep in contact with text messaging. I'm not sure what next Friday looks like.
We'll play
yeah. We'll play it by ear, but we will definitely get at least one more show in before the course drops. That way we can get that way you guys can provide a lot more value, and then we'll go into a little more of the nuts and bolts. In terms of the of course, guys, as usual, man. Thank you very, very much for your time. The knowledge is always greatly appreciated. Is always appreciated, especially to guys who don't, who aren't, quote unquote crypto nerds like yourself, especially to guys who are looking to get in. I think listening to you guys it's a very good combination of sort of getting into the nitty gritty, but you also talk about this in layman's terms in ways that guys like me can understand. So I greatly appreciate you guys taking time out of your Friday night to come and educate us on cryptocurrency, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. We always appreciate being on here, and this is one of the funnest shows we always jump on. So let's do it more often.
Absolutely. That is going to do it for this edition of CryptOasis. We will see you guys next time. Take care.